Hey guys, Drifter here. Welcome to World War II In Depth. In today's episode, I'm going to be reviewing the M1903 sniper rifle, and generally speaking, this is one of the easiest sniper rifles for me to use, so do expect me today to be able to show better, or at least more consistent gameplay than usual, with several multi-kills. Let's jump straight into the damage first, because that relates directly to why it gets so many multi-kills. It has a base damage of 99, which is very high for sniper rifles in Call of Duty games. That means that if your enemy has taken even a smidgen of fall damage, if they've gotten too close to a lighter, or perhaps have a small paper cut, even if you hit them in the toes, they will die, which happens sometimes. That also means with a high base number, it is very easy to get multi-kills and very easy to get wall bangs. It will one-shot kill to the head, neck, upper chest, lower chest, upper legs, groin, torso, and arms, including bicep, elbow, forearms, and hands. Basically, the only way you cannot get a one-shot kill with this weapon is knees down. It won't do lower legs and feet, and occasionally when it comes to very thick surfaces, you may not be able to get one-shot wall bangs, though those are very probable too. So this is a one-shotting monster, and the ability for it to almost always kill in one hit, which makes it one of the most consistent sniper rifles in the game, and is one of the reasons that I like it. Of note, most of the critical hit multipliers, except for the ones in the upper legs, are double damage, which is again incredibly high for Call of Duty games. So your total damage will go up to 198, which is just astounding, and again, that just puts you in collateral heaven. It is a massive damage output weapon, though the rate of fire is somewhat slow compared to other sniper rifles at only 41 rounds per minute. The other ones shoot closer to 50 or 60 RPM, and when you put rapid fire on this one, it only goes up to 44 rounds per minute, so a very marginal improvement at best. This one is really designed for picks, not for quick scoping and not for rapid firing or movement. It only has aim assist in the mountain division while holding your breath. In the mountain division without holding your breath, you get no aim assist, and in the other divisions you also get no aim assist. Though I will say, oddly enough, with this weapon, I don't like using the aim assist. The aim assist seems kind of counterintuitive to the way I want to aim the M1903. Its type of sensitivity, its one-shot kill areas, and just the way it handles reminds me quite a lot of Black Ops 3 sniper rifles, and I got used to that, so when I use the M1903, I don't really feel like I need the aim assist. I run Mountain Division from time to time because I like being able to steady my aim. I don't like dealing with idle sway, but the aim assist itself seems to fight me, or seems to make it more difficult for me, so I would recommend you try this one off division a little bit, as it can be beneficial. When it comes to my rating of it, I think that this is the best sniper rifle in the game in terms of one-shot kill areas and damage. Actually, that's not my rating, that's just a scientific mathematical fact. It is the one-shot killing machine, and if you just want raw damage, this one is the way to go. But before we give it the rating of best sniper rifle, which is what you would normally do on a high damage one, we need to talk about the handling attributes first. I like all of the variant optics better than the default optics. Almost all of them have skinnier, thinner, less obstructive, and easier to use scope sights. Not to say I can't pop people just fine with the default version, but all of the variants are just easier to use for me, so that's why I'm using them here in the gameplay. And the ACOG sight is okay, but I strongly prefer to do normal sniping with the M1903. As you've seen, I'll break out the ACOG sight on Point to Hawk or some other very small maps. If I'm going to do Flak Tower or something tiny, yeah, that makes sense. But unlike the other sniper rifles where the ACOG sight seems to make them feel better or perform better, it's the opposite here, and I get much better performance just doing normal old man sniping. This one does have a strange handling performance section in that it has a slow aim down sights time of 400 milliseconds, but it has the fastest overall sprint out time of 300 milliseconds. So as soon as you're done aiming down sights, you're ready to shoot, which is good. It's not quite as good as the Kar 98, where these two numbers are the same and it feels consistent, but you can sprint out very quickly with this weapon, and you can aim down sights in a reasonable amount of time. It leads to it feeling better for quick scoping than it should. Oddly enough, I am probably better able to quick scope on this one than I am with the Kar or the Lee Enfield, for reasons that I think it's just the sprint out time. It just reminds me of older Call of Duty games, but it is somewhat odd feeling for a lot of players. Some of the other attributes are very straightforward. Hip fire is of course poor because it's a sniper rifle. It shoots so slowly that recoil is not particularly applicable. workable, and the idle sway is average. It's a lot like the Lee Enfield and the Kar 98. The sway isn't particularly obtrusive, but it is there. If you crouch or prone, that sway is going to reduce significantly, and if I'm running it off of Mountain Division, I do try to take my time to do that, at least when the opportunity is available. Magazine size, like the other big boy sniper rifles, is 5, extended mags is 7, and use extended mags only if you really need them. With the rate of fire and the way that you should be using this sniper rifle, I hardly found a use for 2 extra bullets, but then again, the other attachments aren't particularly useful either, except, of course, for ballistic calibration, which we touched on in the sniper episode, is incredibly useful. Reload time is 2.5 seconds, hustle's 1.63, and this is average, tied with the Lee Enfield and Kar 98 again, very much so the same in that respect. And my overall thoughts on this sniper rifle is that it is the best sniper rifle in the game for actual old school sniping, even though it handles worse than the Kar 98. People like the Kar 98 better because it has much faster and more consistent handling to it. It feels very good, it's easy to quickscope with, and it has a good enough one-shot area. But this is really the one-shot monster. This is the one where you can pop them in the waist, you can shoot them in the groin, you can do the old Call of Duty legs up thing, because I'm still aiming at legs in Call of Duty despite trying to get my chrome camo headshots, and it's very, very easy to use. If you're playing war mode and you just want to hammer people, if you don't mind playing a little bit conservatively to hammer people, this one is going to be the sniper rifle that you will get better results on than the Kar 98. But if you're going to be mobile at all, you're definitely going to want to go Kar 98. And my personal performance is always best when using the M1903. I think it's just because I'm an older schooler gamer and I just don't like to rush with sniper rifles. It works better for me. But this one is probably going to be my overall favorite sniper rifle in case any of you wanted to know. My recommendation on divisions is that it pairs best with non-mountain divisions because I found with the overall combination of the sensitivity, the strength of the aim assist, and handling that the aim assist on the mountain division is counterintuitive and kind of messes up my aim. So you're more likely to see me run this with infantry, with armored, or even expeditionary sometimes. However, there's no shame in using mountain. That keeps you off the radar, and sometimes the aim assist is beneficial. Being able to steady your sights is most certainly beneficial. I wish I could do that on other divisions, but unfortunately I cannot. So my recommended setup for public matches is as follows: armored, rifleman, and then for your first attachment you can use either rapid fire or FMJ, whichever one you feel that you will get the most benefit out of, and ballistic calibration. Ballistic calibration is just a godsend, and that is a must-have on the weapon. My recommended setup for ranked play is pretty similar, except we're going to be running mountain because it's going to be search and destroy. You want the silent footsteps and you want kill streaks to not see you. Then you're going to want to run hunker so you can't get grenaded out of your perch, ballistic calibration, and definitely FMJ so that you can go for wall bangs. It's a pretty standard competitive class, very similar to what you would see people doing with the Kar 98. The Kar 98 may be better in comp if people rush you. Guys, that is all for this short episode. I know it's a little shorter than usual, but I'm traveling this week to PAX South, so please bear with me. Hope you enjoy the PAX content as well. I'll be back starting next week with shotguns most likely, and then we'll move into LMGs. If you enjoyed this episode of In Depth, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out. If you want all the weapon stats for World War II in your pocket to go, then look no further than the Ultimate Utility app by Brass Monkey. It's available on iOS and Android. There are links in the description, or you can just search for it in the App Store.